That arrest, it went viral on social media. Fox 13 News has also obtained new video of the arrest we obtained.
America, we've got a perfect storm happening at the airports right now. ICE agents are arresting illegal immigrants at baggage claims and security checkpoints across the country, and the left is losing their mind. But here's what's really beautiful about this situation. The government shutdown has created massive TSA lines that are lasting hours, which means these illegal immigrants are sitting ducks for immigration enforcement. They can't run, they can't hide, and they're getting exactly what they deserve for breaking our laws. What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. The grifters and open border activists are crying about
fear in the community.
But to be honest with you guys, I am celebrating. If you're here illegally, you already broke the law. These aren't victims, they're criminals who finally got caught. Let me break down what happened in Salt Lake City because this case perfectly shows how the system is supposed to work. 39-year-old Marta Leva was arrested by ICE agents in Salt Lake Airport and is now on her way back to El Salvador, where she belongs.
39-year-old Marta Leva was arrested by ICE agents Wednesday here at the Salt Lake Airport.
ICE officials confirmed that Marta was in the country illegally and that her arrest was part of a targeted investigation. This wasn't some random sweep. They knew exactly who they were looking for and where to find her. But of course, the bleeding heart immigration attorneys are crying about it. Listen to what Sean Smith had to say, a local immigration attorney saying about these arrests.
A lot of the community don't even want to talk to attorneys because they're worried that they're going to put themselves on the radar to have issues with ICE and just the generalized fear. Every day I speak with about 10 individuals that have a family member arrested, and about 80% of those individuals don't have any underlying criminal offenses. A lot of times they don't have deportations in the past. It's literally they were in the wrong place, wrong time. They were arrested for not having status.
The community is scared, he says. Good. If you're here illegally, you should be scared. That is called consequences for breaking the law. And this attorney admits that 80% of people getting arrested don't have underlying criminal offenses. They're just here illegally. Well, guess what, buddy? Being here illegally is a criminal offense. Now let's talk about this immigration attorney that's whining about ICE making arrest at a busy airport baggage claim. The attorney for this illegal immigrant is criticizing the location of the arrest as if there's safe spaces for where immigration law doesn't apply.
So we met with her sister today, and we asked her sister to bring in everything that she could that related to her immigration history. When I mean immigration history, I mean Marta, right? And turns out that she had applied for asylum. And it looks like she may have been referred to United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Well, it looks like they may have referred her to the immigration court for deportation proceedings, which then generated a notice of failure to appear at an immigration hearing, and then generated a deportation in absentia.
So this woman had applied for asylum, missed her immigration hearing, which means she's been dipping and dodging deportation for almost 5 years. But her attorney wants us to feel sorry about her because she didn't know about her hearing.
She's been at the same address for 15 years. She's been here since 2007. She has 4 United States citizen children. Okay, so she's, ever since she was referred and applied for immigration for asylum, she's been at the same address. So USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, had they sent it to the right address, meaning a notice to appear in immigration court, she would have gotten it.
Now, here's what really kills me about this excuse. The attorney says she's been in the same address for 15 years and kept sending work permits to the same address, so she should have gotten a court notice. But you know what? Maybe she just ignored it like the thousands of other illegal immigrants do every single day. Now, here's where this case gets really interesting and shows you how broken our immigration system is. This woman has been getting work permits renewed since 2015. That is almost 10 years while she had deportation orders hanging over her head.
United States Citizenship and Immigration Services just recently approved her work permit, which means if they are the entity that referred her to deportation court and she's been removed or deported in absentia, why does she have a work permit, and why are they continuing to grant her work permit, which they've done numerous times?
Think about how insane this is. The same government agency that referred her for deportation kept giving her work permits. That's like the police issuing you a driver's license while you have an outstanding warrant for your arrest. It makes no sense. But apparently, here's what really happened. She went through a notoro, which is basically a scammer who preys on illegal aliens. These notoros tell people that they can get them work permits without explaining that they're putting them into deportation proceedings.
People that don't know what they're doing, people that actually represent themselves as knowing how to do immigration services. So, I mean, and a lot of people, you can apply for asylum, you can get a work permit 150 days after you apply. And is that something that's been abused in the past? And is it abused sometimes? You bet it is. Okay. But she was fleeing violence.
So she got scammed by a notoro, missed her court hearing, got deported, but kept getting work permits for almost a decade. And now her attorney wants us to believe that this is violation of due process when she finally gets arrested. Now here's where the story gets really beautiful. The government shutdown has created massive delays at airports across the country. TSA agents are calling in sick, security checkpoints are understaffed, and passengers are waiting in lines for hours.
Bush Airport shut down security checkpoints in terminals B, C, and D. What did that mean? It meant that everybody was funneling through security at just terminals A and E.
Well, start wait times are still at about 90 minutes here at Terminal E.
Look at these lines. People are waiting 90 minutes just to get through security. And some airports are shutting down checkpoints because they don't have enough TSA staff to show up to work. But you know what this means for immigration enforcement? It means illegal immigrants are trapped in these long lines with nowhere to run. They can't leave the airport without going through security. They can't get through security quickly because they have massive delays.
I wasn't going to be here 3 hours, so.
You're like 3 hours is too long.
Yeah, I mean, if I miss it, I miss it.
These travelers are talking about waiting 3 hours just to catch a flight. Imagine you're an illegal immigrant trying to travel. You're stuck in a 3-hour line where ICE agents can easily spot you and arrest you. It is like a gift from heaven for immigration enforcement. Here's the beautiful irony of this whole situation. Congress has completely failed to do their job to keep the government funded. TSA agents aren't getting paid. So many of them aren't showing up to work. This creates massive delays and long lines at airports. But while Congress is playing political games, ICE agents are doing their job and using these delays to their advantage. Illegal immigrants who thought that they could travel the country freely are now getting caught because they're stuck in slow-moving security lines.
This means wait times could surpass 3 hours here at Bush Airport, with only TSA checkpoints at terminals A and E open for passengers. And at Hobby Airport, fewer screening lanes are open, with wait times extending over an hour there.
People are missing flights because of these delays, but you know who's not missing anything? ICE agents who are using this opportunity to arrest illegals who are trapped in these lines. The Mexican Consulate in Salt Lake City is now receiving numerous calls from people in the community who are concerned about what to do when they spot ICE. Well, my friends, here is some free advice that you don't have to pay an attorney for. If you're here legally, you have nothing to worry about. If you're here illegally, you should be worried because you broke the law. Of course, open border activists and immigration attorneys are having a meltdown about these airport arrests.
Smith says there has to be a better way to balance human dignity and the law.
In my personal opinion, here's what these grifters don't understand. There's no balance needed here. The law is the law. If you entered the country illegally, you get deported. It is that simple. There's nothing undignified about enforcing immigration law. Look at this pathetic response from the Mexican Consulate. They're providing phone numbers that are monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for people who are concerned about ICE encounters. They're literally running a hotline to help people avoid immigration enforcement. Call me now. Call me now.
While some Democrats keep repeating illegal immigrants can't access federal spending, new research shows they do, and it goes well beyond the billions.
And while these illegals are getting arrested in airports, we're finding out that they've been receiving hundreds of millions of dollars in federal health care grants. Not only are they here illegally, but they're also getting our tax dollars for health care while American citizens struggle to afford basic medical care. Let me tell you who the real victims are in this story. It's not illegals getting arrested at the airport. They chose to break our laws. The real victims are American taxpayers who are funding funding all this mess. We're paying TSA agents who aren't showing up to work because Congress won't do their job. We're paying for immigration courts that are backlogged because illegal immigrants keep missing their hearings. We're paying for healthcare grants that go to people who shouldn't even be in our country.
They're trying to make sure they can give free healthcare to illegals, all right, and give a bunch of money to insurance companies where people might not even have insurance. And it's people, it could be $1 million. Some of these people have assets over $1 million. They want to give them subsidies for their health care. So it doesn't make any sense. We should be opening government, but you can't get Chuck Schumer and the Democrats to do it 13 times. And by the way, they're still getting paid. I've had a bill since I got up here. If we don't pass budgets, you don't get paid.
Senator Rick Scott nailed it. Democrats are more concerned about giving free health care to illegal immigrants than they are about paying our military or keeping our government running. They're holding the entire federal government hostage to protect people who broke our laws. America, these airport arrests show that immigration enforcement works when they actually do it. The government shutdown created an unexpected opportunity for ICE to catch illegal immigrants who thought that they could travel freely around the country. While immigration attorneys cry about community fear and human dignity, I'm celebrating the fact that people who broke our laws are finally facing consequences. If you're here illegally, you should be afraid. That's how the system works. The beautiful irony is that Congress's failure to do their job created a perfect condition for ICE to do theirs. Long TSA lines mean illegal immigrants can't escape the agents that show up to arrest them. Marta is on her way back to El Salvador where she belongs. Work permit scams got caught after dodging deportation for 5 years, and immigration attorneys are having meltdowns because the system is finally working the way that it's supposed to. This is what happens when we enforce our laws instead of making excuses for people who break them. More arrests, more deportations, and fewer illegals who think that they can travel freely around America while ignoring court orders. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.